One of the greatest confusions that there exists right now, which is why this new somatic language is so important, is that allies feel at a complete loss of what to say or not say to their loved ones who are survivors. And that's where our first question came in today. So I'm going to start with that question. Anonymous asks, I just love this question. By the way, whoever you are, thank you for having the courage to email this question in. My girlfriend is a survivor, and sometimes I feel kind of paralyzed by the fear of saying something that will upset her or trigger something really painful when she's really already going through it. I do my best to be compassionate and listen to her, but I don't know if that's enough. She has a therapist, but as her partner, I struggle to feel like I'm not strong enough to hold space for her when I'm so out of my depth. What do you recommend for partners of survivors who want to show up and be supportive, but are afraid to trigger a downward spiral or accidentally hurt their person by saying the wrong thing? I'm going to give you a few suggestions, but my final suggestion is the one that I'm the most excited about. The first reflection I would like to offer you back, Anonymous, is this. Listening to your girlfriend is doing far more than you could possibly imagine. Imagine, if you would, how many times your girlfriend was not heard, how many times she may have been told that she was lying or making things up or exaggerating. How many times was she gaslit out of her truth? How many times was she pressured to become silent? And here you are with a heart truly wanting to listen. Listening is one of my favorite words because listening, true listening, is being present. It is a presence. It is an active state of being. It is not passive. Listening does not mean that you have to take in her trauma into your body. Listening does not mean you have to relive her memories with her unless you want to, meaning as she shares the memories that you have to relive them in your body. Listening is actually an active state of being fully present with your girlfriend. It's a receptive state that can still maintain safe boundaries for your own emotional well being, where you're not trying to control the outcome, you're not trying to offer any kinds of like unnecessary advice or platitudes or like encouragement if it's not needed. True listening is the space that will intuitively reveal if and when you are to speak when she's sharing. And often the best thing that you can offer back is questions, not necessarily statements. If you are offering back statements, I suggest always mirroring back what they said first, if possible, as close to the very words that they use so they could actually identify just how present you are in your listening. It's not necessary, but it is an option that could precede your question. Questions could be such as, how did that make you feel? Or, I had no idea that's what happened. Thank you for sharing with me. Is there something else that you would like to share with me about what happened? You also, as an ally, have the right to share when you are feeling like you are beyond your depth. You can say that. You can say, I love you so much, and I am listening, and I care so deeply for you. And it's important for you to know that I am present and I don't actually know what you need right now. But if you have anything you would like to share with me about what you need, I'm here to hear that. Like, you can admit where you're at your limit. It's going to help the survivor understand how they can be in a healthy relationship with you. Here's another reflection that I'd like to offer. If you are really invested in this relationship with your girlfriend, you will take the time to read books about how to have trauma informed conversations with a survivor. You will do the research. You might even consider going to therapy to speak to a therapist yourself and receive training for how to have a healthy conversation with your girlfriend, or go with your girlfriend to discuss safe protocols for proactive conversations. You don't have to be alone in being an ally of a survivor. It is extremely overwhelming to discover that someone that you care and love about has gone through what they have gone through. It's heartbreaking. You deserve support as well, and training. And survivors, I'm going to say something as well to you here. I know it's not fair, but you also need to learn how to become trauma informed and how you're speaking to allies. Because if you want to get what you need, which is the love and support and the kind of healing supportive conversations that you're craving, you're going to have to learn how to actually navigate the field and ask for what you need, and actually understand that in a healthy relationship, sometimes even when you ask for what you need, the other person might not be able to provide it. And that's part of being in a healthy relationship, is when people admit they can't actually provide it. And then you have the capacity to not collapse and actually either resource that needs somewhere else or provide it for yourself. But it is up to us to identify if there's someone like this incredible partner that wants so much to be there for their girlfriend, and they're doing the best they can. If they trip over their words, can you help coach them in what they need? Not that that's fair, but because it's the right thing to do. When two people choose to proactively learn how to speak to one another about these extremely difficult topics, that's called growth. That's called spiritual maturity. It's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be edgy and uncomfortable. But wouldn't we rather have the conversations than not? When we are not having conversations, we are reliving the isolation. We are recreating isolation in our lives. So I want to thank this beautiful partner for reaching out. And it's really simple. Again, just to reiterate, there's plenty of resources online that you can read about for becoming a more trauma informed partner and having conversations with your trauma. You can go to therapy with your girlfriend. You can talk with her therapist. You could actually go to your own therapist and learn tools in that way as well. But most importantly, in these situations, it's very important that both the survivor and the ally in the relationship make allowances for the human experience and the human growth curve of learning how to communicate with one another about what's needed, what's the best way to have loving conversations about really, really painful subject matter. The good news is we all have the potential to rise in these kind of circumstances and to meet one another in these relationships. Being a survivor doesn't mean you can't have a healthy relationship. It just means it's going to require proactive contributions from both sides of the relationship. So thank you, Anonymous, for your question.